There we go. Uh-oh. Where am I coming out of? Lauren, is that you?
Maybe.
Oh, Lauren with the echo.
Do I need to put some headphones in?
Yes, girl.
I don't got headphones.
Let's see. Yeah, that's the echo. Unless, let's try this. How's that work? Nope, still echo. Hmm. Let's see. All right, Leroy and Lauren, you guys talk for a second. I'm gonna come in a minute.
Talk about what? What you want us to talk about? Can you hear me?
I can
I'm
hear you. I'm trying
talking.
to fix the echo.
Yeah, but what you want us to talk about? Life, the gas crisis. What's up, Lauren? L Boogie. What's this race you were talking about? Lauren, I can't hear you. This is great. Lauren, I can see you, but I can't hear you. I feel like we should have tested this. Oh, that's not good. Um, Lauren, was that you?
That was me. I didn't hear anything with these headphones, so I don't know what
Okay.
happened. I don't know where Mike went. But
He's in the dark.
is there still an echo?
I
Do
don't
I
hear an
need
echo.
these?
I don't hear an echo, but that's just me.
We out here looking foolish. We did some little troubleshooting beforehand, but we didn't anticipate these problems.
Um,
Technology, y'all. Sorry.
I don't know what Michael's doing.
Is it still an echo, Mike?
I hear an echo on my end, but if nobody else hears it, then I guess
I
it's
don't
okay.
hear one. I don't
We
hear one.
slightly hear one when you're speaking. Um,
IMAX says that Lauren is choppy, but they don't hear an echo.
okay, here we go with the Wi-Fi again. I swear my Wi-Fi is better now, y'all. I've come
I
up.
mean, it should be, but
Well, here's the question. Um, why are you not plugged in, like on the hard line?
Because the way my internet is set up, I do Wi-Fi everywhere. So
Mm,
I don't even
okay.
have a hard line plug-in for my Mac. Like, where does that even go?
Oh, we're going to have to get Lauren a cable. We'll send her a cable. All right. If nobody hears the echo, then I guess we're all right. So, Leroy, you had some idea for topics.
I did.
Put them out, and yeah, you put them in our chat
Oh,
about binge models and Bond.
oh. So here's what I was going to say about James Bond. So the last James Bond just came out, and in a new interview, lead producer Barbara Broccoli, who her family owns the James Bond franchise, in a new interview, Barbara Broccoli confirmed that they're at least 2 years away from starting production on the next installment in the series because they're in the process of reinventing the character. It's a reinvention of Bond. She told Deadline, "We're working out where to go with him. We're talking through that. We're talking that through." As for potential candidates to fill Craig's shoes, nobody's in the running, she said. We're reinventing who he is, and that takes time. There isn't a script. We can't come up with one until we decide how we're going to approach the next film. I'd say that filming is at least 2 years away. So, with that being said, the article goes on to say, with all this talk of reinvention, she used the word 3 times, it sparks further rumors about the direction that the franchise will take. Idris Elba, of course, is in the running as the first black Bond. Lashana Lynch became the first female 007. So where does Bond go from here? Considering all the spy movies, all the iterations of secret agents, 007s, where should Bond, and is there even a need for another James Bond?
Lauren, go ahead.
I mean, I'd be down to see Idris as James Bond. I don't think he has been. I thought I saw some recent interview where he was kind of brushing it off, like, "Nah, it's not gonna be me," or "That's not something I'm gonna do." But I would be interested in seeing it. I don't know if it's necessary, but then again, the James Bond 007 movies to me kind of remind me of they're like the first Fast and Furious, right? So they just keep going, and they'll just keep creating new ones. There, what are like 7 different Bonds over the years.
We got the
They can
internet.
do
We can
whatever.
look that up. Let's see.
Let's see what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7. Pierce Bronson is always gonna be my favorite because that was who I grew up with. But you know, my mom was a Sean Connery fan, so to each his
Oh,
own.
Mr. Slap Happy?
Okay, well we gonna bring that up, but
I mean,
He did, and that made me laugh because that's me think about the boys when Soldier Boy brings up Sean Connery. But anyway, uh, the Bond reminds me of Doctor Who in the sense of so many characters have played, or so many actors have played that character. And Lauren said something when she said Pierce Brosnan is her favorite Bond because that's who she grew up with. It's kind of like people ask who's your favorite doctor because they always say you never forget your first. Same type of thing. So I think Bond is still relevant. I don't know how you would reinvent them, but I think the idea of a secret agent is cool. I think so many people have tried to do new takes on it. You got the Kingsman series that kind of gave it a more slick, elegant look. You have like spy parodies, like
did
Spy
they?
Hard. You don't think Kingsman was trying to be a more slick version of James Bond?
No, Taron Egerton was a Euro trash. He
Right, but
was a
once he
hoodlum.
became sure, but once he joined the Kingsmen, like everything about that was slick.
yeah, he
Mm,
cleaned them up and everything.
I mean, he
He
cleaned
got
them
a he
up, but
got a
it wasn't.
bespoke suit.
But the suit doesn't make the man. I don't feel like he wasn't smooth and sophisticated. He just cleaned him up so that he could do the job.
I disagree, but okay.
I just like if you look at the Kingsman movies, right, and you look at who the Kingsman was. If you look at Voldemort, who was who was his uncle, he was smooth and sophisticated, but Taron Egerton was kind of a he wasn't smooth at all. And at any point
Wait. Hold
was
on,
he
hold on,
smooth.
hold on. Voldemort, you mean Ray Fiennes?
Yes.
I said what I said.
But what do you mean, Uncle?
That's his uncle. Taron Egerton is Ray finds the character. Taron Egerton is his nephew. Remember in the first Kingsman, he was in trouble with the law. Ray Fiennes shows up and gets him out of jail and then takes him to Savile Row. And then he introduces him to the Kingsman because he was from the hood. You don't remember that? That's how he got into the
Okay,
Kingsman.
okay, yeah. All
Ray
right, I got
Fiennes is his uncle, and he put him in this training class, but he was never. Taron Egerton was always like I liked him, and I'm not saying that he didn't grow and he didn't become a good secret agent, but I never felt that he was sophisticated. He was always trying to figure out where he where he fit in. Because if you remember at the beginning of season two, he still didn't know like what fork to use. And remember, he was with the old girl at the beginning with her family. He was still trying to figure it out. He never like when I think of James Bond, that's when I think of smooth and sophisticated. I think of a man who knows what fork to use, what and not just what fork to use, what weapon to use. And when I
Sure.
think of Kingsman, I think of this upstart kid who fell into the right set of circumstances, who grew to be a secret agent, but not necessarily like he's not the guy who comes in. He's always like this kid. And when you
Okay.
think of other secret agents like Triple X, they tried to be the anti James Bond because if you remember in the beginning of Triple X with Vin Diesel, the James Bond type character dies because he couldn't fit in with all the people that they were trying to investigate.
Well, maybe that's where they take it next. Maybe it's James Bond in the hood.
Well,
I'd be down to
I
watch that.
my question is kind of going back to what you said with the whole Taron Egerton thing. When is James Bond going, or the James Bond has always been a white guy. He's always been a man of privilege, which is why he's been smooth and sophisticated because he understood he came from that world originally. If you look at Daniel Craig and Skyfall, we got to see where he came from. The dude literally lived in a castle until his parents died, right?
Yeah.
All the other James Bonds come from means. What would it be like if you actually got a guy like Taron Egerton who came from the streets of like a Birmingham or like an Essex who had to learn how to be James Bond, kind of like Daniel Craig did, but not because remember when Judy Dench said, "You're a blunt instrument. I
Hmm.
don't want to use you." What if you did? And when will James Bond deal with the reckoning of colonialism? Because let's be honest, everybody in the UK who is British ain't white. So what happens when you put someone who's born in England, who's British, but doesn't look like Prince William or Prince Harry? What happens if they're Indian? What happens if they are black? And how do you navigate these different places where Britain used to literally own? Britain used to own India. Their motto was "Make the world Britain." To me, that's where I would like to see James Bond go in this new millennia. How does somebody like Lauren said get somebody from the streets and train them up to be James Bond? Train them to be sophisticated, to navigate, you know, uh, Seville Row, and also how to move in these. Remember in Tenet, remember when the protagonist met with Alfred and he told him go get a new suit, and
Hmm.
he was like, "This ain't good," and he was like, "Look, man, you got
No.
that from." He's like, "You got that from Banana
Brooks
Republic."
Brothers or something.
And he's like, "You need an Armani suit." So that's what I would. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of like Lauren's idea. Get somebody from the streets. Get John Boyega, and then
He's
like
in enough stuff.
get John Boyega, and
I mean, if that's the
say what
case,
I
get
said.
Omar Sy.
I mean, I mean, I don't mind that. What I'm saying is get somebody who is not your typical white preppy person, and get somebody. You can even get another white dude. Get somebody, but get somebody who is actually from those hard streets in London. You know, and raise that person up, start over, and show what it actually takes to be a Bond. Like we saw Daniel Craig basically at the end of his training. Like
Did
we
you
saw him.
guys
Go
go
ahead.
ahead? Well, it's like, did you guys ever watch MI6?
Yes.
I thought like how they train those spies would be interesting
Hold
because
on. The TV show MI6. I thought it was called MI5.
maybe it was, yeah,
Yeah.
it was MI5 because
Hmm.
Quick
MI6 is
question:
international. MI5 is central.
is that a real organization
Hmm.
like how the
Yes.
FBI is
Hmm.
and CIA? Okay.
Yep.
They have an MI6 and an MI5.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's
but yeah,
levels to this shit.
MI5. Um, Thank you. So yeah, MI5 I liked because
Oh, we can
they
curse
had
now,
the
Lauren.
whole
Oh, we can
yeah.
curse now.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay, so we can, however, to grow this channel, we are still streaming on the News 19 Nerds channel.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, keep it within reason. Now,
Yeah, you're
Lauren,
not
you
gonna
don't
just.
work at WOTX at all, so you can do whatever the fuck you want.
I'm about
But
to say I don't have any limits, so
right.
I
Also,
don't want to get
Leroy
y'all
doesn't
fired.
care, so he can do whatever he wants, I guess.
Leroy don't care.
Um, there. Thank you, Ken from Chicago. MI6 is British CIA. MI5 is British FBI.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the thing I liked about MI5 is because they had a whole cast of characters. You can almost call it like a Benetton ad of just different colors of people. But it was all cast, different people, different colors. And I think starting like that, maybe a group of people and training them could be a way to do a James Bond. So it's not just a single person.
Kind of like Quantico.
Oh,
Yeah, but better.
I mean, I'm not saying like the quality, but I guess kind of like with Quantico, or kind of like do you remember the movie with uh Al Pacino and Colin Farrell, where they were training him to be in the CIA, and then he got kicked
Yes.
out.
yeah.
Uh, but I guess I kind of want to see the inner workings of like building someone up and saying, okay, look, here's why we need this person, because I think they touched on the subject in Skyfall. Remember when Judy Dench was being investigated by the Crown, and they were like, "Why do we need you in this budget?" And then, old boy shut up Parliament, and then he got away, and everybody was like, "Oh," like,
Hmm.
show me why a secret service, a secret agent is important during these times, and show me what it takes to become one of these people. Because at the end of the day, we have secret agents. We know a lot about them, but we don't know. Like, let's be honest, none of our secret agents probably look like George Clooney, because if George Clooney walked in, or George Clooney person
Everybody would
walked in,
look at
like, yeah, like, let's
you
be
would stick
honest,
out.
like, and I think that's kind of, I understand the suave and sophistication, but I think I like Lauren's idea of trying to teach someone who has no skills in this, who is basically a blunt instrument,
Yeah.
who has like the knack to see cracks in different areas and knows how to break people down. And you take that person, almost kind of like Will Smith in Men in Black, when they had all these people sitting around the table and they were trying to fill out the form, and Will Smith just dragged the table over and was like, "I'm just gonna write this out." And then he shot the little girl
I
who
want
was
to get down
holding the
on
science
this.
books. Yeah, remember? And he shot the little girl, and they had all the aliens and stuff, and he shot the little girl with the quantum physics books. And he was like, "Yo, that's suspicious. A white girl in hood with all these books." He's like, "I'm shooting her first." Like, so to me, that would be interesting to take that and grow that kind of idea. But I like the idea of reinventing it. My question is just how, because you have so many different movies that are, I don't want to say doing James Bond better, but you can't tell me Mission Impossible and Tom Cruise ain't saving the world in every movie, almost killing himself to do it.
Same with Fast
Tom
and
Cruise is
Furious.
Tom Cruise is going to die on camera for
He's
us.
gonna die. He's gonna die on camera for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are
White
two comments
Scientology
that people
Jesus.
there are two comments that people brought up. Chris24M says, "I think Bond should stay white," which is interesting. Curious, Chris, why? Can you elaborate further on that? Why is that? Because I wouldn't say no. I'm just curious why. And then let's see. Ken from Chicago says, "How often have James Bond really been undercover?" Which kind of goes back to your thing of most secret agents aren't going to look like some guy like people's sexiest man or whatever, or
And I mean,
sexiest
I'm
whoever.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Daniel Craig does not scream attractive to me. Like, he
No,
doesn't
that's why I didn't
swat.
like him.
But Lauren said
But
Pierce
Lauren just said
Brosnan.
it. Lauren just said it. No, that's why I didn't like him because he wasn't attractive.
I
But
wasn't running to see Skyfall. I wasn't running to see all of the Bond movies because I was like, Daniel Craig looked like, I'm no
but see,
shade, but he doesn't
but
look
I,
like a Bond dude
but
to
I'm
me.
gonna be honest with you. That made me want to see it versus Pierce Brosnan, who looked like when you say suave and sophisticated, Pierce Brosnan literally oozes suave and sophistication. Like, if Pierce Brosnan walked in my house right now and was like, "Hey man, Leroy, can I borrow your kid?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, Pierce Brosnan. You seem credible to me."
Did we lose our graphic background?
I think we did.
I don't know what happened. I'm gonna put it back up. That's weird.
Okay.
It's that News 19.
There we go. I don't know.
It's that News 19.
Graphics are back.
Yeah, it's weird.
Said News 19
Um,
Chiron.
mm,
Just getting
But I mean,
stuck.
that's to me. And Ken from Chicago brings up a good point. Um, how often does Ethan Hunt go undercover? He goes undercover quite a bit. If you look
mass
at where,
technology is incredible in the world of
well,
Mission
not
Impossible.
not just that. Remember when in Ghost Protocol he was in jail in Russia, and then they had to break him out, and then he went undercover again with Benji to go into the Kremlin. Then they got out of there, and then in the next one, Rogue Nation, they went undercover um, at when they tried to catch old boy. I mean, they go undercover a lot. It just there's a combination that we're missing to me in the whole James Bond franchise that Vin Diesel got right. And Lord, I'm about to say this and it's weird. Vin Diesel got right that Triple X can go places James Bond can't. Like if there's a rave or if there's like somebody who's crazy, who's a weapons dealer, and he goes to like a techno or like some grunge metal concert or something like that, James Bond is going to stick out. He's
Hmm.
going to be a sore thumb. But if you have somebody who knows these people or this element and knows how to, or he came from this type of environment, he knows how to blend in. And Lashana Lynch's 007 pulled that off in No Time to Die when she tricked Daniel Craig's character when she was at the club, and he didn't even think for a second that he didn't realize at first that she was a double O. So I
Hmm.
think I think there's room for improvement. I just wonder how in the era of social media, in the era of everybody having a cell phone and being able to take pictures, how do you stay undercover? How do you not get a picture? How do you, like, every time in every movie, whoever was James Bond told whoever it was, I am James Bond. Like, isn't that a name like every terrorist should know? Like, hey man, be on the lookout for a white dude named James Bond.
Sure.
Kim from Chicago said that they wouldn't be sending James Bond to a punk rave because there's more than one spy at the agency, which is true
True, but I guess my question is,
for these
what
movies. For
for
this,
these
for
movies? Yeah, and how do you reinvent a secret agent in today's world, in a world where, and they kind of talked about it a little bit. We're no longer fighting nation states. We're fighting ideas, ideologies, actually in the groups of people.
they got to go younger too.
Mm. That counts at your boy Idris. Idris about to be 40 something years old.
We can give him some Beijing in the beard area. He can still play. He can still pull that off.
Lauren,
Which
you tried
brings
to
up,
you
we
tried to
got to
send me
see.
you sent me the black
You
wig
said about to
stuff.
be 40. He about to be 50.
He about to be 50, but you got to see the trailer for his new movie that's coming out.
Beast.
Yeah,
I
you
I
saw
saw
it.
saw that
that.
Nope.
trailer twice.
Nope. Nope.
When
I
I
don't.
tell you, I cracked up in the theater because I saw it in the Thor before I saw Thor today. Um, how are we punching lions in
The
the
same way,
face?
the same way Laura Croft punches sharks in the water.
I was like,
Sure.
yeah, this is all right. But anyways, back to
Well, Ken
dude from
fighting
Bridgerton. Okay, Ray John, what's
Ray
his
J,
name? Ray John,
Ray
dude
J.
from Bridgerton.
Yeah. Ken from Struggles is fighting terrorists is different from spying on the Soviet Union. Actually, it's not. When you think about threats to the state, yeah, you handle them differently, but they're still threats. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the threat that the Soviet Union or Russia would pose right now is different than what a terrorist organization would present. And right now, Russia's kind of a little busy, and terrorists right now are in. I mean, if we're talking, you know, criminal draft, terrorists is the number one draft pick right now because ain't nobody checking for them. I mean, everybody feels safe.
Hmm.
Everybody's gotten out because COVID. Ain't no, I mean, everything's kind of. If you think about it, everybody's kind of lax. Nobody's really wearing masks anymore. And if you think about like right now, what we have going on, the biggest threat to the homeland in our country is domestic terrorism. So, like, I
I
like
don't
the
know
idea.
if
Go ahead.
I don't know if Yes, that would be an interesting movie, but I don't know if that would get the crowd that you would think
Well,
for like a Bond movie.
you
Because
don't. I
it's
guess you like for us. That's what's going on in our country, but
but
in
they're having
Britain,
some domestic issues over there. I mean,
and
with
and some
Brexit and everything.
with some of those terrorists that we have seen, some of them are homegrown who have left Britain, gone overseas, and then have come back, and it's. I guess my thing is, how do you like Kim from Chicago says, fighting terrorists is different from spying on Soviet Union. There is no more Soviet Union anymore. Like Soviet Union is it's just Russia, and then they're trying to be the Soviet Union anymore again. So like how do you honestly? I think British guy infiltrating American terrorists is an interesting sell.
I
Like,
don't think that would work.
I guess what I'm saying is I would like to see something different because who would think about it like this? Out of all the James Bond, all the Mission Impossible, what would you say is the next big bad that you would fight in the next secret agent movie?
I mean, if you want to be different, your next James Bond is Mr. Robot. Not the character, but like the themes they talk about in terms of like computer warfare and hacking and
Hmm.
stuff. I think that's a way to do it. I think the problem is, for the most part, with the exception of Mr. Robot, showing computer hacking isn't always entertaining. And I don't know enough about computers to know this, but I'm sure people that do would say it doesn't look as authentic as it should,
As it should
with
be.
with the exception of Mr. Robot. Because like I'm thinking of the first Jurassic Park when she says that's a Linux system or whatever, and that looked foolish. And then was it Swordfish?
Hmm.
They tried to do hacking, but that was nothing. And then you have
No
like
one remembered the
CSI.
hacking in that movie.
You know what they remembered in that movie?
I know, but
Well, I would disagree with that only because sure people do remember Holly Berry, but I think they also
There's no
remember the
but.
hack. No, I think they remember it because they tried to make it sexy. They said hack this while you get a blowjob. They tried to do something cool with it, and it's like, what are you doing?
I
Just hack the
understand
system.
that. I forgot about the BJ until you
I,
said it.
I did too.
Well, see, that's because I actually like Swordfish because it's a horrible movie.
I
Swordfish
like
is
Swordfish
horrible.
too. I like
Oh
Swordfish
my
too.
god.
It's a terrible movie, but the idea behind it. Thank you, Kim from Chicago, Holly Berry, friend of the show. Um,
Y'all, the people in chat know we've been doing this for a while. I hope one day we can actually interview Halle Berry. And I just
Cause
want it
That'd
to
be
be
she,
Leroy.
amazing.
cause
No,
remember,
I just want it to be Leroy. I don't want it to be anybody else.
cause remember, Holly Berry got 1 million for each breast. Remember that? She
I
got
mean, I didn't
one
really look
million.
up the numbers, but if you say
No,
so.
that was an Entertainment Tonight thing. I don't know if you
Okay.
remember, like when she did the nude scene,
Hmm.
that was like a big story because they were like, she didn't use a body double, and she was like, yeah, I showed my breast because it was right after she did.
Monsters Ball.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, but I forgot about the BJ when he hacked. Now I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because I need to remember. Because the only thing I remember was Holly Berry's breast and Wolverine trying to save his daughter from his ex, and the
What about
wife.
Hackers? That was a fun movie, but I don't think anybody would look at it like, oh, this is how real hacking looks.
But
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Hackers
be
was
honest
fun
with you.
though.
But I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest with you, Michael. You might be onto something when you said cybersecurity. That's the new. That is where maybe it needs to go.
That and like a Black Mirror type where it's like social media something, because it's social media is a lot.
Yeah.
It
I get on
is.
Twitter and I see some crazy wild things, and Twitter is an amazing place.
Yeah. And go
Thankfully, Elon is not going to be a part of it
I
yeah.
anymore.
told
And
people
going
he
back
wasn't doing that. I
with
told people he wasn't doing that.
cybersecurity, Leroy, I'm sure you have the same stuff as me, but almost every week or every other week there's a new cybersecurity training within our company.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's I don't know, Lauren, how it is for you, but I mean, you work at city government, so
Yeah, and they claim that everyone's trying to attack us and trying to use
yeah,
emails to get to us. And I fail those all the time. So I'll probably be that one person that makes it so the whole city government just implodes.
You let the pizza delivery person in, and then they don't hack the system.
Right, right. Or I take a hard drive that I found on the ground and I just put it in my computer.
Why would you do that?
That's what they think we're gonna do. Like, oh, this is how sometimes they just drop a hard drive in the middle of the floor, and people are like, oh, let me see what this is. And now we have a virus that is.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. That actually might be because we've done, for those people who are just joining us or who don't know, uh, we've all covered a news story where a company is being somebody allows an email or a phishing incident and then ransomware. So maybe you will go with the next James Bond where one part of it is
Lauren
um,
having a good time now. Okay.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna be changing
um,
my name throughout this.
but yeah, I mean, but that might be something where like ransomware gets into a certain system and James Bond has to go figure out how do I find these people to unlock whatever it is, like because how many times have we seen in the news a hospital ransomware or the
Hmm.
the pipeline or a power plant, and it's always somebody who doesn't know, or it could be somebody on the inside who's helping these people, but
Hmm.
um, that's something that companies have to guard against, and actually they're actually having to buy actual insurance for these types of situations. So I mean, maybe if you go young, maybe you get somebody who maybe necessarily isn't James Bond material, who is a hacker, who is, you say, you have the know how to do this. You're light years ahead of where we are, but you don't know how to fight. So we will keep punching you in the face until you can block it while you learn and teach us how to do hacking, what to look for. Maybe that is the way it goes. And that is a different way to reinvent the character because just running up and shooting up countries isn't the way to go anymore because I mean, who's the next superpower? It's
Uh,
us, and then it's like five steps or five empty spots, and then it's like China. Then I mean, Russia. If you look at their GDP and you look at the economy of Russia, they're not even in the top 30. Like we spend more on national defense than almost any other country combined.
I mean, Wakanda.
I'm out. Lauren, I missed you so much, but I'm
I
out.
feel like Wakanda would be able to do what they need to do in that situation.
Sure.
Their
Uh,
GDP is high.
Herbert Thornton asked, "Is a topic how Amazon will handle Bond within the larger streaming success stories?" It's not necessarily, but it's interesting you think that based on what we've been saying.
Hmm.
Somebody else brought up Amazon, or somebody else brought up, I guess, Elon Musk, and talking about the next James Bond big bad being some type of billionaire. I feel like Bond has
They've
already had a,
they've done that,
yeah,
Yeah,
they've had a
but I
billionaire
mean,
tech magnet.
we could bring it back.
I think what Herbert brings up is a very good, a very interesting, not necessarily conundrum, but do you do Bond kind of like what somebody said before, and Lauren, you said it, do like a treadstone. So you have like maybe a series that shows the inner workings of what MI6 does. You show like this is what it takes to be a double O. And then you have different double O's in the series. And then you have a 007 movie that maybe uses pieces of your MI6 show, kind of like because the whole idea right now is everybody wants a franchise, everybody wants to be the MCU.
Hmm.
Um, so maybe that's
No, we
one
can't.
way, but maybe that's the way you go. Maybe you go that way and you build up kind of like here's who your double O's are. Here, like you have an Indian woman who's a double O. You have your straight white dude. Here's your black guy, and you have all these different people who are double O's who are training, who switch sides, all this different stuff, and that's like your meat and potatoes. And then you have your 007, which is your spectacle show, your spectacle movie, which is like your front and center 007 who handles the huge things, and maybe the show kind of feeds into the movie. The show keeps going, and then it has little interesting Easter eggs from the show in the movie.
Hold on, Ray Sean K. Why you say Wakanda can't beat Atlantis?
They've already done it.
In what? In one of like the comics?
Hmm.
I thought it was a
Atlantis,
I thought it was a
Atlant,
swim joke.
Atlantis. I mean, it might have been if you think about it.
And I was gonna be
We're not doing that. We're not doing that here.
Raise your hand if you can swim.
now.
Michael, you can't swim?
No, I've said that before.
I don't
I tried to
remember.
learn a long time ago. Almost drowned. I said never again.
You should try it again.
So I can drown? Nah.
No, I mean like,
You're not gonna catch me out here slipping in the water. Leroy, teach me how to swim and let's stream it.
All right.
Navy man.
You and Evan can learn at the same time.
Oh, I would love it.
oh
Watch that little Blair be
wow.
better than me.
E money.
Um, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they could reinvent them. I'm gonna be honest with you. 2 years, the world can change dramatically in 2 years. So while you trying to reinvent this, you have to reinvent it again because I mean, who's to say what the world will look like in 2 years? I mean, Tom Cruise got another movie coming out next year.
He got
You
two.
know, Ethan Hunt, he's got Mission Impossible coming out next year. So while
Yeah,
y'all
and
are
I think they already filmed
reinventing,
the other one, right?
they filmed them back to back.
Yeah.
So they're
So
coming
yeah,
out.
one
One's
next
coming out
year and
next
then
year, and then
yeah.
2024. So while you figuring out, Tom Cruise is over here just killing the game.
Yeah, but I like what they've done and they like you said, he's an agent, right? But he's like it's all in name, Impossible Mission Force. They do whatever they want. It's so over the top and
Mm-hmm.
you believe it. So it's like they're not even worried about trying to make it grounded. Like I guess the it being grounded comes from Tom Cruise almost dying every movie.
Yeah, I mean, from the Halo jump to riding on the side of a plane to jumping off out of a window and breaking his leg. Um,
Yeah.
Rayshawn K. They actually flooded the continent in the comics. They flooded Wakanda. Namor and Black Panther got into a fight. Namor flooded Wakanda. Black Panther turned around when he got his chance and killed Namor for that. He was like, "I'll never forget that." They teamed up, and then the first chance Black Panther got, he snuffed him.
Dang.
Yep, straight snuffed him.
Oh yeah, Ray Sean Page. That's his name.
Yep, he's in the new Gray Man movie.
That comes out next week, right?
Hmm. It's going to be interesting to see how that movie deals with secret agents, considering both Chris Evans
Evans.
and uh, the Notebook
It's
are
not his
going to
name.
be. I can't remember what his name is right now.
Say Crazy Stupid Love, La La Land, whatever.
Nah, nope, nope, no. He'll always be
What's
the
that man's
Notebook.
name? Yeah, I don't remember his name either.
Ryan Gosling.
There
Ryan
you go.
Gosling. I was
Hmm.
about to say Ryan Reynolds, but
Yeah,
no.
but I mean,
Gosh.
we're gonna. I mean, so that's one spy movie that's coming out this year. You've got, and so it's going to be interesting to see what they do because isn't kind of Tom Clancy's the show that you watch with
Oh,
John
was that a Tom
Krasinski.
Clancy thing?
That's Tom Clancy. Yeah, that's Jack
The
Ryan. The whole
Terminalist? Oh, I thought you were
no,
talking about.
no,
Okay. Yeah, Jack Ryan.
hmm and he's kind of a
He's a
he.
he's not like your typical
Mm,
bravado macho
no,
spy, and I like it a lot. Yeah.
and so that's I guess my question is where you have so many different interpretations of what a secret agent or a special ops person would be. It's going to be interesting to see how they reinvent James Bond, considering you have so many different people. I mean, because if you think about it, um, without remorse, with Michael B. Jordan, he's turning into a secret agent as Clark as the show as the franchise will go on.
Well, let's switch it up then, because you know how there's a lot of Black British actors that come over and play,
Hmm.
Americans. Why not send Michael B over there to
There's talk. There was
be a
talk of
part of
Michael.
MI6?
They were talking about he's a big enough name that they were like, you looking to go younger?
He needs something to do after Lori.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. I wonder
Oh,
if,
too soon. Too soon.
wow,
Too
jeez.
soon.
Okay. Uh, what that man
Steve
did to
Harvey.
you?
Steve Harvey didn't appreciate that.
I mean,
No, I didn't
jeez.
mean it to be like a negative or anything. I'm just saying, like, him and Lori Harvey, not together no more. So I know he be
Sure.
looking sad in all these posts.
He looking
I
sad.
think
She deleted everything of him off of social media.
Every video I have seen recently of Michael B looks like he's about to cry and he's trying to hold
Really,
back tears. Yeah.
everyone I've seen, he seems happy. So we have two
What?
different feet. Yeah, he's wearing
Okay.
some. He was wearing some yellow outfit going to a party. He looked happy as hell.
And
Ken from
looking like he was about
Chicago.
to cry in the eyes.
Anyway, I'm
I
gonna
wouldn't.
get y'all back on topic. Ken from
Okay.
Chicago. Brits might revolt if they cast an American as James Bond. I agree with that because I think you are sooner to get a black James Bond, a black British James Bond, than a white American James Bond.
Yeah.
I
I
think
was
they would
just
go
throwing
with,
it
with
out there
ethnicity before they
since
go with the nationality.
My question is, how young do you go?
I say Gen
Because
Z, honestly. I say Gen Z.
because here's the thing, Daniel. If a lot of people don't realize this, Daniel Craig has played James Bond the longest. Even though he has fewer films, he has the long. He's the longest tier James Bond.
And we can
Uh,
tell.
God,
what did that man do to you?
I'm never
I
gonna have
know.
any friends of the show come on here because I get talking too much smack. But
Um,
but I feel like Gen Z should be somebody in Gen Z that's kind of like you were talking about, Michael, like a hacker, but cute
Uh huh.
and still able to fight. I don't know who that could be.
I
Chat.
mean,
Start naming some people, and let's see what we come up with.
Yeah.
you know who's asked to do it,
Who?
who's actually expressed interest in doing it, who's in that age range, but he doesn't have the face for it.
Who?
Tom Holland.
Tom got the face,
Tom is gonna look 12 years old for the next 30 years.
but but you want
I
a
mean,
younger
that maybe
person.
that's what you want if you wanted somebody young.
I understand that, but Tom Holland
You
is
slick
never.
that hair back. We good. Put him in
I
a
mean,
suit.
Zendaya may like it like that, but I'm just saying the rest of the world ain't gonna buy Spider Man as James Bond.
I don't know.
I
I,
think it
I'm
could work
I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't think the
because
world.
most Americans haven't seen, and I'm not just saying like this is just for America because like clearly Bond is a British product,
Mhm.
but like in terms of Americans watching the movie, we haven't seen Tom Holland really with his British accent.
I understand that. However, comma, you need someone. I like Herbert Thornton brings up Henry Golding. I think that would be a great casting. I like Henry Golding. Um, I think that would be a nice way to go. Um, and Kim Chicago is right. People weren't buying Tom Holland as Nathan Drake.
Now, were they not buying that, or do they just not care because the movie wasn't good?
Watch this. It's either or. It doesn't matter if they didn't buy it. So, because here's the thing: if they'd have bought him as Nathan Drake, the movie would have done better,
Mm,
regardless of how bad the movie was.
mm.
Because they'd have been like, we believe in this. This made a little bit of money. They didn't believe in it because they didn't believe in him being Nathan Drake. Nicholas Holt is probably a good one. Uh, Jennifer, old girl who
Mystique.
was yeah,
Can't think of her
I
last
can't
name.
yeah I can't remember their last name. That's her ex. Uh huh. That's her ex.
Okay.
Nicholas Holt's a good one. There's a couple of people. If you watch Peaky Blinders, the kid who plays Matthew, and the kid that plays um,
Oh, you talk about Peaky Blinders. Somebody said Killian Murphy.
Killian Murphy is too old. I like that idea, but Killian Murphy's Jennifer Lawrence. Thank you. Killian Murphy is too old if we're going to go younger. And but I like the idea of Killian Murphy. I'm on board with Killian Murphy and Henry Golding being Bond. If you restarted the franchise, put those two in it because I think Killian Murphy kills it in everything he does.
Man,
Yes,
what's
but
Tom
I don't know
Felton
as
up to?
Bond.
So what?
I don't know as a Bond as I don't know. I'm just speaking from the I watch Bond movies for the hot factor as well. He's cool. He's an interesting person. I like him in his movies,
All right.
but
Um,
I gotta be the shallow, basic person in this you know.
We want all the opinions, Lauren.
Yeah.
What's somebody said Daniel Radcliffe or Tom Felton? I haven't seen Tom Felton. Last time I saw him was like in a couple of seasons ago on The Flash. I don't know what he's been doing since then.
Do y'all feel like Daniel? I feel like Daniel's so typecast. I know he's been trying to break out and do other things, and he does well in other movies. But I just every time I see him, Harry Potter, you know,
Lauren, you see what Kim from Chicago said?
he don't care. He's not just a piece of meat. He's a human being. Ah!
I'm gonna be honest with you. If you're gonna go younger, like Lauren says, you got to go either Nicholas Holt, Ray, Ray Jean Page. To me, those like they have the look of playing younger, and then you can age them up as the movies go on, and they don't seem to lose. They don't look like they would age rapidly. You could get away with that.
Rayshawn
Um,
K, this is not a wizard casting call. We're not just naming people for every movies. We're talking about Bond. We're just talking about Doctor Doom.
Dr.
I won't say you wrong. I'm just saying stay focused.
um,
That's why I started laughing.
but I'm gonna be. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing. Um, there's a guy, and I'm looking for him right now. Uh,
So the guy that I like, and he's older, so he wouldn't fit this. But when we were talking about just people, when we brought up Idris, I brought up Omar Sy. Lauren, I don't know if you were familiar with him.
I don't think I'm not familiar with him. I'm gonna look him up.
You did you see Lupin, live action Lupin on Netflix?
hmm
Uh, yes.
He's the dark skinned guy in that. I like him, and he was in the new Jurassic World movies. He had a movie on Netflix called The Teardown.
I'm looking it up.
Okay,
I don't remember.
I'm
I
gonna
liked
bring
him
up
because
some.
he's not a big name over here yet, and I like that'd be cool.
I'm gonna bring up somebody who I think should be given a second chance at as a leading man, and
Oh, you better not say somebody foolish.
I think I think he got a bad rap because he was in a bad series of YA movies, and
You better
but I
not say
think
Doc
he's
Courtney.
no Theo
Oh, okay.
James.
I got nothing
I
against him.
think
Sure,
I think
why not?
Theo James could do it. I think Theo James got a bad rap because he was in those Allegiant, the Divergent
Divergent,
movies. Yeah,
Divergent series. Yeah.
I think he was paired with that. Is it Haley? What's her name? A lot of people don't like her.
Oh
She's
yeah, not
engaged
Haley
to
Seinfeld.
no, it's the other girl, the one that people don't like. She was engaged to Aaron Rodgers, and she was like, "I'm out" when he like was anti-vax and on Joe Rogan's podcast and stuff. But the movies basically they never finished it. Um,
Shailene Woodley.
yes, thank you. I think Theo James could pull it off. I think he has the look. I think he's young enough. If you saw the movie he did with Forrest Whitaker, where he was dating Forrest Whitaker's daughter, and they had to like go
Oh,
save
that
her, or
movie was
whatever.
good.
Yeah, like
They had
he
to
did
like.
they did a good job with that. As far as like him showing he could, I mean, as hard as it is to like prove that you are worthy of this man's daughter, in the end of the world kind of thing. I think
Azure Dragon brought up John Boyega, and I started. I don't know if you were here at the beginning. I said no to John Boyega only because he's in a lot of stuff. Not that I don't like him. I just want to see somebody I don't see all the time.
Spread the wealth.
But that's no.
Michael just didn't like black people. Um,
Sure, let's start that. That's fine. All right, let's get that going.
Oh man.
uh, Ken from Chicago, I would love it if they
Henry
did.
Cavill.
Yep, I would. I would. I'm all on that.
Leroy was yeah. He will not fight that.
I,
And you know
I
what?
won't.
After seeing him in Man from Uncle,
Mhm.
yeah, I really did like Henry Cavill in Man from Uncle a lot.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Him
I
and
just watched
Army
Fallout. He
Hammer.
was good in Fallout. Army Hammer ain't getting a no leading role anytime soon.
I agree. I'm just saying I enjoyed the
Oh,
Man from
oh,
Uncle.
I'm sorry. I thought
I
you meant
enjoyed that
Army
movie.
Hammer. I thought you were saying Army Hammer as James Bond. I apologize.
I
That
mean,
dude is
before
not
he
good.
went wild, you know.
No.
He lost his effing mind, and he didn't just lose it. He doubled down. Like what? You know what he did? He pulled the meme Hannibal Burris. Why are y'all booing? I'm right. He pulled that, and I was like, wow, way to kill your whole career, bro.
Hmm.
He'll be fine.
So
He's
um,
entertaining just eating a sandwich. Yes, he is.
and he seems like a very nice guy. And that's why I want to see him win because he seems like a really nice guy. Did you see the story about? So he'd been talking to some kid, and some kid was like, "I know Superman," and it was Henry Cavill, and everybody kept making fun of this kid, and he was like, "I know Superman," and they were like, "You don't know Superman," and he went to school with this kid and was like,
There it goes.
and he was like, "Yo, how y'all doing?" And they were like, "Oh shit, you do know Superman." Like that's the kind of stuff he does. Like, and I just think that's
That's
pretty
sweet.
cool. Yeah. So that's one topic we were talking about. Another one because these
Before you
shows,
switch topics, I want to do
yeah,
a little branding. For anybody that is new to our channel, please like, comment, subscribe, follow all these captions down here. We are a new channel retrying. You may have seen us on News 19 Nerds. We're trying to grow this new personal channel so we can make money and do some
yep.
cool stuff. That'll be great. But you
Because
can
I don't
always
want to
follow
work
us.
anymore.
You can follow us at We Trying Y'all at Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and also We Trying on YouTube. So please go and follow those pages. Go ahead, Leroy.
Um, I wish
Oh,
that
Lauren, what you
kid
about
was
to
my
say?
nephew. I wish
No,
that
I
kid
was.
was my nephew because I want to meet Henry Cavill, and I'm not above using family members to do it. Now, I'm not gonna
Um,
fake injuries and say my kid got cancer or anything, but I'm not above being like, "Hey, man, put my cute kid on TV," but like, I want to meet Henry Cavill, work him like a puppet.
I'm sorry. So I'm new to to. It's been a while since I've seen y'all and streaming and everything.
Hmm.
Uh, we trying y'all.
Yeah,
So we
that
came up with
perfectly
the name.
encapsulates what we do.
We trying. It's
You
the
This
remember the
is
it's
beginning of
very
the stream?
it's the struggle of streams.
okay.
That's
All
You
we
right.
remember the beginning of the stream? We trying.
we
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah. The beginning of the stream was a struggle. So
We are the struggle of we struggle to cover all the nerd news there is.
okay.
So if you ever
If y'all don't want
and
to see us struggle, give us money.
that's why we're
But
called we trying.
We
yeah,
trying y'all. All
We
right.
trying y'all.
Woo, it's been a
Um
minute.
yeah. So another topic that came up because Stranger Things season 4 just ended. Um Umbrella Academy just came out and The Boys just wrapped up season 3. And I thought it was very interesting that even the bit that Stranger Things is immune to the binge model that Netflix has. House of Cards was immune to the binge model until it like lost its luster. Because remember when House of Cards dropped, everything stopped. Everybody
Mhm.
was all on House of Cards. What is oh boy going to do next? And then, but how is it that Stranger Things has been able to escape the the pitfalls every other show has on Netflix? It seems like The Circle, Stranger Things, Umbrella Academy, certain shows seem to escape that. They drop all the episodes, everybody binges it, and it's gone in a month or in 6 weeks. Nobody's talking about it again, and it gets canceled. They're spending $30 million per episode. Stranger Things has propelled Kate Bush running up that hill song to $2.3 million just on streaming services alone.
Now, one thing when you mentioned the circle, they will drop like 3 or 4 episodes and then make you wait another week
Hmm.
for the next two or the next one, and then with Stranger Things for this season, they dropped 7 episodes and then made
Hmm.
us wait till July 1st to get the last two. But so yeah, everything wasn't dropped at once for this one. So maybe that is um a better model
Well,
because
I
people are
go
gonna
ahead.
wait because I know because I've been talking to some of my friends about that have been watching P Valley, right? One of my friends is kind of behind and is like, I'm not gonna watch P Valley until all the episodes are out, and so I can get on Stars and use their free trial, watch them all, and then be done. Um, so I think that's what people want to do is do like the free trial stuff if they don't want to pay for it. But the people that and sometimes that dropping episodes every other week or whatever can make that difficult.
Well, I guess the reason why I bring it up is because it didn't drop this time all at once. It
Right.
did. It did. Everybody had to do the seven, and then the last two episodes, which were longer.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but season three dropped all at once, and it still escaped. You know, the whole binge model pitfall that every other Netflix show um, seems to happen to. And
Yeah,
is it
but
because
when
it's
that
go
first
ahead?
season came out, that was still a relatively new concept, right?
Yeah.
So like the idea of binge
Not really.
modeling was still cool.
Hold on, let me go back and look. The reason why I asked it
Oh,
is
the
because
concept of binge watching. I mean, it had been around,
yeah,
but
it had been around. It's just that Stranger Things was new. I guess my
Stranger
question,
Things was
and
new. It was different. It was good. Some of these shows I'm not gonna binge watch. I'll stop watching a show if I'm like 3 episodes in. And I'm like, I still don't really know,
You
why
said
I'm
it.
watching this.
They're spending like $30 million an episode. So I mean,
yeah,
you're seeing that quality in every episode.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the same thing with however much Game of Thrones was spending, whether or not you like that last season, people were still watching it because they spent so much money on it. So people are gonna watch it.
Yeah.
hey, look, I know people didn't like that last season. I liked it. I mean, it wasn't the worst final season, and it wasn't the worst final episode because as much as I like Battlestar Galactica, I think Battlestar Galactica's last episode was worse than uh, Game of Thrones,
I don't remember what
which
happened in the last episode.
Starbuck just
You're talking about the
disappears.
reboot, right?
Mm-hmm. Where Starbuck just disappears. Like what?
Mm.
I just it. I just
Because
feel like
she got like
it was.
shot in an episode a couple seasons
She
or a couple
died in a she
episodes.
she died in an earlier season and then just showed up like an angel and nobody explained that.
Yeah.
Um, so my question is, what is it because it's good? Is it because it's the perfect demographic, like Herbert Thornton says? Um, is it what is it about that show that? And another thing too, and it's not the same thing, but me and my wife watched what's the marriage show, Love at First Sight,
Love at First Sight. Yeah.
Love is
Or
Blind or something.
Married at First Sight, or
Love is
Love is
Blind. Love is
Blind,
Blind. We watched
or
that
Love
first
is
season.
Blurry.
Like I didn't watch all of it, but I watched it with her, and I was hooked. I was like, what is going to happen with these people? And I watched, and then I waited until, and then we watched it when the reunion stuff came out, and then when they did the second reunion, I watched it too. I guess what is it that is Netflix? We know season five is the last season of
Mm-hmm.
Stranger Things. Uh, should Netflix change their binge strategy to something like what Disney Plus has done, or maybe because like HBO Max will drop all episodes of certain shows, and then they'll stretch them out and do like other shows they'll do weekly. Um, but Stranger Things seems to escape because those seven episodes that came out, people were just on top of them. And then when those last two episodes came out, um, much love to Metallica. Metallica's Master of Puppets song shot through the charts,
Woo, that was the
and
most metal scene ever.
and like
Hmm.
so like what is it about Stranger Things
I
that
don't.
it,
I
it
think it just has all the elements of a good show. I think that's pretty much the glue that's keeping it. I mean, you can say what you want about certain seasons, but I thought this last season was pretty good. Even though I get frustrated with Stranger Things, and I talk about this every time when I'm talking to some coworkers because it's like I do not like when there are five different or three different things that are going on,
mhm,
all about the same thing. And if only y'all were in the same room, we
room.
could wrap this up and stop stressing me the hell out. Because I know I got some gray hair after watching this season. Because I'm just like, if only y'all could just communicate, and then it's set in what the
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 80s,
80s. So we don't
86.
have
86 is this most
Yeah.
recent season.
Hmm.
yeah, we don't have cell phones. Be like, hey, bro, like, let me text you real quick because this we're
Not
about to
only
go
that, they
to
don't
the
even
upside
call
down.
waiting. They don't even call wait. In 86, they didn't have call waiting then, if I remember
We about to go to the
correctly.
upside down this weekend, y'all. Like, so we needed that. I needed that communication, and
Um,
that's what irritated me about Stranger Things. But it was still a great season. I just think it has everything that a good show would would need in order to carry itself to the next season. That's why we're all like, you know, even though I don't know if I need a season 5 because we getting back to Will and his little neck issues and feeling, I don't want to give anything away if nobody has seen it, but
Yeah,
at this
sure.
point,
I mean, I liked it. I watched it at night. They really leaned into the horror this season, I think. Um,
yeah.
I really appreciated it. I remember when it first came out, I was working my part-time job, and two people at the job were like talking about Stranger Things, and they were
You
like, "It
talking about when
has
you were in a
this."
comic book store?
I didn't run the comic book store. I just worked there part-time. I wasn't a manager. I miss it,
Yeah,
but I wasn't a
I
manager.
am the manager.
you are the man. Sure.
Um, but I remember them talking about it, and like it has this real '80s vibe to it. It has this real, you know, uh, it was horror, but it wasn't horror. It's like it like walked right up to that line where you could watch it, and it's not like a Freddy Krueger type thing. Um, but it's captivated the whole world and made like household names of Millie Bobby Brown, like this little girl who's named 11. You know, Dennis Hopper. I'm trying to remember what the guy's real name is, but we've seen him as bit characters in all these other movies.
Hmm.
He's played tons of bad guys in like or henchmen in all these movies. He was a henchman in The Equalizer. He was a bad guy, and I just finished watching Extraction the other night. He snitched on Chris Hemsworth. He's always been like a bad guy, and then this role as Hopper allowed him to step out in the front. It basically brought back Winona Ryder. It gave us the kid who plays uh, I cannot remember his name. He was in Free Guy, the guy with the hair, who looks after the kids. What is his name? Hold on.
I got it up. You were talking about David Harbour.
Yeah, David
Because
Harbour.
Dennis Hopper is an actual person,
I
not
said
an
Dennis
acting
Hopper.
character. Yeah, you said Dennis Hopper.
Ah,
He's dead. Joe Keery.
yes, thank you, Joe Carey. Joe Carey is like Steve Harrington. Like Steve
Oh, you talking
Harrington,
about Steve? You talking about the
but
hair?
remember, Steve started out as the rich kid who was he was like the stereotypical rich kid. My dad owns a ski lodge, and
Yeah.
you kids. He beat up Will's older brother, broke his camera, and like now, Steve is one of my favorite characters. Like
We
he
like
was like
Steve.
everybody loves Steve. He's grown up. He was the person old girl came out to in last season.
Hmm.
Hmm.
And it's so interesting that this show has been able to turn these kids and a lot of these actors from this little show into household names. I mean, like there are people asking for Max, who's Sadie Sink, to play Jean Grey, and whenever they reboot the X-Men. We got Paul Reiser back. Matthew Modine is a horrible individual, but you kind of understand a little bit of his motivations. They killed Sam Wise, Wygene. What's the old boy's name from
Samwise.
yeah, Sam Wise Ganji.
Hmm.
They killed him in season 3. Spoiler alert. Uh,
Season two.
was that season 2? I thought it was season 3.
I think it's season two. I
You
think.
might be right. Yeah, season 2. Yeah, but I mean, when you think about this show, um,
Shout out to Eddie. Also, Doja Cat was trying to get at Eddie in somebody else's DMs, and that
And now
was
people are mad at that kid.
yeah,
Yeah, man, this is
yeah.
it's crazy.
Because
shoot your
remember
shot,
Drake.
Doja Cat. There
Remember
are
Drake
other
was.
ways, though. You could talk to
Remember
somebody
when
else.
Drake was trying to holler at Millie Bobby Brown, and people were like, "Oh,
That we
Drake,
were
we
trying
not
to
about."
forget that. We didn't want you to bring that up.
I'm just saying. Remember when that happened?
Drink like the
I ain't forgot.
kids.
I ain't forgot that. But I mean, it's just one of those things when you think about it. This show has escaped every pitfall that every other show that Netflix has come and gone. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of people were like, they're about to give $30 million to Stranger Things and not do any more things like The Irishman. And I'm like, I'm not knocking The Irishman. I'm not saying it sucked, but it ain't the top five Scorsese movie. And I'm be honest with you, I don't remember it. And it was 3 hours long.
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I remember Stranger Things. I remember Eddie Munson playing Metallica. I remember Max running around listening to Kate Bush. I remember Billy saving everybody
Oh.
in the mall. You hated Billy, and I Nancy's mom was about to give it all up, give up the ghost, and was going to go hang out with Billy. Remember that in season 3
I
when
I
do.
do remember
Yeah.
that.
she was about to go because remember he was the
Yeah. She was about to
lifeguard.
get got.
She was about to get
She don't
got.
even know.
About to risk it all.
Yeah.
Remember, she was about to cheat on her husband. He was sitting there with them glasses on, them big ass bifocals, and she hated her life, and she was about to go smash Billy. And then Billy never called back, and she sat up there, waited by the phone like a 16-year-old girl. And then
Hmm.
the mind flayer got a hold of Billy, and we were all like, "Oh, Billy's a bad guy now." And
Yeah.
we all cheered when Billy showed up as a superhero and saved Max and saved everybody, and everybody was like, "Oh, we wanted more Billy."
Also,
It
shout out
was
to Erica. She's still
Oh,
one
the
of my
little girl.
favorite characters.
you can't spell America without Erica.
Yeah. She's grown on me, especially with what she did this the most recent season. I feel like
Hmm.
the last few seasons she's been annoying, but maybe that was kind of the point of the character because she's the little sister.
Yeah,
But
she's
I
a little
would love
Yeah,
to give
sister.
her more.
yeah,
Yeah.
because Michael, like you were closer in age with your sister, aren't you? And she's older than you, right?
7 years older.
Yeah,
So I don't know what the age difference is between Lucas and Erica is.
it looks like it's
What?
a bigger
It's like middle
difference.
and high school,
Yeah,
I
No,
think.
that's a smaller difference.
Yeah.
you think so?
Yeah, it's a smaller difference.
Okay,
Yeah.
but you're right. She is the annoying little sister, and I like the fact that that's just why I was saying, like, how did this show survive everything Netflix has thrown at it? Because remember, Netflix will kill a season after 6 weeks. They did that with Cowboy Bebop. I mean, Netflix will
That's
kill a show.
newer Netflix. Like
Netflix
I don't
killed
think when Netflix
Sense
like
Eight.
first started,
Sense
I don't
Eight.
think they
Sense
right.
8
What
was
I'm
too
saying is
expensive and too confusing for people,
Sense Eight
I
was
think.
really expensive. Um, but I
They
feel like
killed
when it
Sense Eight
first
quick.
started, they most shows got at least 2 seasons, and then they changed and were like, oh yeah, we can just kill stuff after
Well,
first
one of
after
the
one season.
things, the reason why they kill things after 2 seasons and they don't let them get to five is if you make it to a third season, supposedly the contracts are written for writers and producers are um, you get a pay raise. So what they try to do is they try to truncate the seasons a little bit and try to fudge the math so people don't get raises. But a lot of times people have been noticing shows don't catch on until maybe season 3 to 4, and then 5 is when it really starts getting good and people like realize, oh, you should be watching this. And the fact that Stranger Things has gotten to season 5, when if you think about it, Peaky Blinders, House of Cards, who else has gotten a season 6 out of Netflix, or see us a five seasons out of Netflix?
Um,
Um,
Probably Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black.
mhm.
Ozark is in it at 4.
I'm not sure.
Let's look
Yeah,
it up.
I didn't finish watching Ozark.
Ozark got on my nerves.
Yeah.
Those
I
kids
don't
got on my nerves. How you gonna
I
be drug
can't.
dealers and your kids don't listen to you?
Right.
Never
Because
nobody
I'm gonna
said
tell
they
you
were
right
good
now.
drug dealers.
I'm gonna tell you right now. You'd have lost my dad's money because you wanted to go hang out with and you got arrested. Mm-mm. You'd have to
Grace
find
and
your own
Frankie
way.
got 7 seasons?
I've never watched it, but I do know that show has been going for a long time.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like everybody that's in that show is people that I enjoy. I just haven't watched the show.
yeah. There's not 10. There may be 10, if that, that have gotten 7 seasons. I mean, not seven. That's gotten 5 seasons. I mean, it's very rare because again, the pay raises and the structures, because and that's why they've been breaking up some of these seasons. I think it was Ken from Chicago brought up that they've been splitting up. So He-Man got split up into basically season one was basically cut into 2 parts. They're doing that so they don't have to pay these people.
Okay.
Hey, just Matt 757. You might be the only one commenting, but there are other people on the Twitch channel. We're streaming to a bunch of different platforms. So if you comment there, everybody else will see it so they can respond as well.
Also, whoever asked about Battlestar Galactica, it was just the last episode. I thought the last season was good. I just thought the last episode was kind of hit or miss, and I think it's one of those things where like if Battlestar was a bigger show, I think more people, and we didn't have the social media like we do now. The fact that Starbuck just came and went, nobody thought that, like, no, like that just happened. And I think some of the things in the show, they didn't wrap it up well, and they probably didn't know how to. Um, I think that's when I compare. I love the show. On I want to rewatch. I want to rewatch the whole thing again. Um, Somebody else said Herbert Thornton said The Crown. That's another good one.
Yeah, they
Um,
have the season 5 coming.
yep.
Of the Crown,
Uh, hmm
Yeah.
is the Queen old in that one, or middle age? What is she?
She's middle aged. It's the
Yeah.
girl, the lady. I'm sorry, the lady who won the Oscar for. Um, uh, she's the queen now. What is her name?
I know who you're talking about, but I
Look it
can't think
up.
of her name.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about because she's a good Olivia Colman.
Yes, thank you. Her name.
There we go.
Yes, she's the queen right now.
Okay.
See, I that's what I'm saying. Like IMAX, I think if we'd have had social media when Battlestar Galactica ended that final season, I think there'd have been a little bit more controversy. Same thing with Fringe. I think some of these shows people remember fondly their final seasons because we did not have everybody chiming in, giving their opinion, influencing you one way or another. Because think about if we didn't have The Last Jedi without social media, how would that have been as divisive as it was?
Sure.
If we didn't have social media and everybody's channel, either, this political divide that The Last Jedi was trash and The Last Jedi is the greatest thing ever. I think it's somewhere in the middle. I think there were some parts that were good, some parts that were bad. Um, and so I'm trying to, for some reason, the chat for me is scrolling weird. So I was trying to see some of the comments. Sorry, guys.
There was one question from Herbert asking who had the most improved season, Stranger Things or The Boys. I didn't watch this last season of The Boys yet,
I'm going to be
but I'm
honest
a
with you. I don't know because the
Most
boys
improved.
most improved.
I think that for me, I would say it's Stranger Things only because I feel like The
agreed.
Boys has been consistent.
Agreed.
I feel like Stranger Things has had dips. I don't feel like The Boys has had dips yet.
I don't
Okay.
think I don't think that they've had dips. I think there's been more character growth on Stranger Things because the kids have grown. Like I mentioned with Steve Harrington, he was a tool, a douchebag in the beginning. And look at like if Steve Harrington dies in season 5, y'all go like we go feel it. I mean, his relationship with Dustin is
Mm.
like real, like and everybody's like, is Nancy going to end up with Jonathan or Steve? And if either one of them dies, Jonathan or Steve, people go be more upset if it's Steve. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nancy, just do you, girl. Do
but I mean,
you.
I
Don't
just
be
I think
defined by them dudes.
I just think it's very interesting because the boys, the characters haven't grown as much as the characters in Stranger Things. The only person in the boys I think who has grown has changed is maybe Huey. And let me tell you back. It's some of the boys I've seen. There's been changes, but a lot of times most of these people have been selfish. Like A Train is hot garbage. A Train
Yeah,
has not
I'm
like
wondering. No spoilers for season 3, but I'm wondering if there is a way to redeem A Train because
nope.
every time you feel like he might be on the road to redemption, he does something else. It's like, oh, they just need to kill you. That's the only Only thing for you now, because I don't feel like I don't know if there's a way to redeem A Train.
A Train is a walking human cockroach. And I say that with the Deep walking next to him. At least the Deep owns his douchebaggery. A
Hmm.
Train acts as if he's not a terrible human stain.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean? Who treats him like that?
What I'm saying is he treats himself like he's not a bad guy.
Oh,
Like
oh,
the
okay.
Deep actually acknowledges, oh,
Acknowledges he's a butt.
yeah, he acknowledges
Yeah.
he's trash.
Yeah.
Even Homelander acknowledges that he can be, you know, he can be a little off. A Train thinks everything, he thinks this shit don't stink. Like if you really look at it, like, and so that's why I said Stranger Things, the character growth in those characters, their arcs. Like Nancy was, like Lauren was right. Nancy was defined by the relationship she was in,
Mm-hmm.
and like now Nancy's her own woman. Like she was the one who ran up, you know, and in the hospital. Like Nancy, like has been taking charge. Like she's literally been taking charge, kind of leading everything. And how many 16-year-old girls or 17? I don't know how old Nancy is, but how many of them is like, yeah, I got guns.
I think
Yeah,
she's
that's
supposed to
all.
be 17 by season 4.
I'm just saying, how many 17-year-olds strap like Dirty Harry?
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot
So
more now, unfortunately.
Well,
fair,
yeah,
you
that's
know
true.
what? Fair point. Fair point. So I just thought that was very interesting because we've all watched various shows where even though I think some of the Disney Plus shows, Marvel MCU shows haven't been that great, I think we still every week are sitting up there like this. Ooh, what's going to happen next? And Stranger Things drops all at once, and we're just like all on the edge of our seats, going back and listening to old school music.
Yeah, I can go without hearing Kate Bush. I swear it's on everybody's
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, on everybody's
Mm-hmm.
Instagram reel, and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I like I like the idea that people can go back and hear older songs that they probably wouldn't
yeah,
hear.
yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I
I
wish they
don't
would
even
take
hear
that
it
a step
every five
further.
minutes though.
Right, right. I wish people would take that a step further and then listen to more than just that one song from Kate Bush because she has great songs. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that maybe that's a way to get into that, and then you hear other stuff.
I don't think they knew
I
that because she did Woman's Worth before Maxwell, right?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if y'all really want to know, that's a deep cut
But I
before.
mean,
You see
if you
me
go,
crying, just can't let it show. Maxwell, that was her.
I mean, if you look at it, she did not get recognized. So here's the funny thing: me and my wife, we were watching YouTube, and so Big Boy 3 years ago did an interview with Pitchfork, and guess what song he was praising 3 years ago? Kate Bush, Running Up That Hill. He broke down all of the lyrics. 3 years ago, Big Boy was on and it was on Kate Bush, and was like, y'all got to go check this out. 3 years ago, he was talking like the dude was like a prophet, and it's
Yeah.
like, so that's what I like. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I remember certain scenes from The Boys, Hero Gasm. The first 15 minutes of season 3 blew my mind. Like I was like, whoa, but Stranger Things, I remember moments like that feeling you get when certain things happen, like when Eleven seals the Upside Down, or like Winona Ryder, Joyce finds Will, the lights, and everybody thought she was crazy. Um,
Hmm.
Yeah.
so, like, as much as I love the boys, I have a fondness in my heart for Stranger Things. Ooh, Michael, that's your show, Warehouse 13.
That was a fun show. That was on good. That was old sci-fi before it became sci-fi.
Siffy.
Yeah.
That was when Sci-Fi used to play wrestling.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
Yep, Sci-Fi used to play wrestling on Thursday nights.
Okay.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, man, that was back in the day. Um, so this is the first time the three of us have been together in what, 2 years?
two
According to
years.
Chris 24, he
Yeah,
said
I
two
don't
years.
know. I
That
feel
might
like
be
I was.
right.
I feel like I was trying to do some stuff in 2020 with y'all though, but I
That's
just
two
had
years.
horrible.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's right.
you're right. Dang.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
Lauren, what did I mean? I guess we kind of finished our topic. Now we kind of just shooting the shit. Lauren, what you been up to?
Um, regular life. I mean, it's weird not being in news anymore. Um, but I'm okay with it. Every
Okay.
now and then I'm like, I could have did that story so much better. Um,
I said it every day too.
but then I'm like, I don't want the stress. So I can go
I,
home from work at
you know,
at
the sad part is
4:45. And
I
you know
say that
what?
out loud at work.
I
I'd be
say
telling her, I'd be like, "Hey man, Lauren could have done this story better than that," and they'd be like, "Hey man, she's doing the best she can." I'm like, "Hey, that's not my fault."
do y'all remember?
Oh
Because I
man.
always go back to some of my like humbling moments. Um, do y'all remember when I covered the story about like the kids that ran away
And we
and
never
then
found out what happened to them.
we never found out what happened to them, but the dad had some surveillance video
Mhm.
and I came back and y'all were like, you didn't ask for the surveillance video? And I was just
Mhm.
like, dang, you mean I could have asked for that?
I remember that because we had a VP of Tegna in house,
Oh, I remember
and
that.
yeah,
Yes.
because we did a whole special about missing kids that night,
Oh
and
yeah,
because they were
and
asking
that's
what were we doing, and Lauren was like, "Oh yeah, we could have had that."
nah, but that wasn't the one that got me. That was the same night when old girl was like, was that Amisha was like, why I get people to trust me? That
Mm.
was the same night. That was the same night.
Yeah, good times.
Cause Lauren,
But that
you were quiet with it. You
I was
like came
quiet. I didn't. I
you.
just looked. I think I
I
looked at
remember
Sue
that.
and I was like, "Wait, I
Yep.
could have had the video."
And
And
I
I
was like,
like started kind of freaking out. This
and I
was
was
like
like,
my baby moment, like humbling
I remember that
beginnings.
because I told you to go talk to Michael because I was like, yeah, you need to go talk to. And right when you did that, that's when Amisha goes, hey, how do I get people to trust me on stories? And everybody was like, shut up, stop talking. And like,
Stop
remember,
talking.
Julie had that look on her face like, B, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna
Yeah,
smother.
you're not about to embarrass me in front of these VPs.
No,
Not today. You can keep that in
and then
house.
and then Sharenda tried to act like she didn't hear it.
Sharinda asked a
She,
completely different question.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do
hmm
we, as an organization,
hmm
but no, I'm doing great. Like I work for the city of Greenville, doing social media videos, and um, it's fun. I kind of do some of the same stuff. Like I'm interviewing people, still editing. It's funny because like sometimes we need day turns, which I don't know if we ever really need a day turn, but it's like, hey, Lauren, we know you're good at day turns, so why don't you go ahead and
You're
knock
right
this
on it.
out? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I just want to spend the whole week doing one thing, but I turn it. It's fine. But I also have a YouTube channel.
Yes. Plug your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so anyone who's interested in sister locks, in my lock journey, I have a YouTube channel. It's called LT Locks. It's ELLETEE Locks. You can find it on YouTube.
You
What?
know, you
Um,
could
Hold
put it
on.
right there.
Say this again, because
You could
I'm
put
gonna
it
make
right
a
there.
super
where
for
can
you.
I
Well,
put
Lauren
it?
could do it right there where it
I
says the
don't know if she
reporter formerly
can.
known as
She's a
Lauren.
guest.
Yeah, she just changed it right
Oh.
there.
Oh, change your name.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you smart. You smart, Leroy. Sometimes.
Yeah.
LT Locks on YouTube.
Yeah.
But
What's
yeah,
this
it's
race you
it's
were training for?
oh
I
yeah,
saw your story.
I'm training for a triathlon. Don't ask me how or why. But I decided
For real?
'cause I've always wanted to do
I've
one.
always wanted to do one too, but I'm too fat.
And I said I was gonna do one after I like had kids or something, and like that's not happening or something. So I decided I was gonna
You
do
had
one.
this one.
I would
You had this
gladly
one.
come and see Owen. But anyways, so yeah, I've been training for one. This is like the shortest of the
Yeah.
shortest triathlons you can do.
It's like a 500-meter swim, three
No, not even
miles.
that. So
Oh, it's not that.
I lucked out because my swimming wasn't it's getting better, but it wasn't on par to be doing no open water anything.
hmm
So it's a 200-meter pool swim, a 16-mile bike ride, and then a 5K.
Okay.
And so
Yeah, I could have done that. Yeah, back in the
I didn't
day.
spell it right. Why did it auto corrected on me?
Katie, can I put the baby on the channel?
He needs to wake up.
Huh?
Yeah, he needs to wake up.
Okay. So he needs to wake up?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's wake him up. Lauren, you get to see Owen. He shows up on some of our videos when we do at night.
Yeah.
I be sleep. This is like the first time y'all caught me
Hey,
awake.
Oh,
buddy.
Look at him.
Hey, buddy.
1 month.
Yep, 1 month. He made it. Well,
Oh.
actually, we made it.
Oh my gosh. He's
Say
so
hey, buddy. So this is Owen, everybody. Say hey.
He is
Really,
Owen.
Michael? Really?
well, I'm
Why
trying to
you?
make you bigger. Shut up.
I'm gonna say, wait.
Yeah.
Hold
Hey,
on.
buddy. You gotta wake up. This is his 1 month outfit. This was supposed to be his newborn outfit, but he
Mhm.
wasn't big enough for it, so he had to grow into it.
Now we bigger.
Yep,
Oh
he's
my
1 month.
gosh.
Hey, buddy. Yep, my
Why
little
does he
light
have?
fight.
Okay. Why does he have to? Why does he have to wake up?
He's got to eat.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought he would let y'all know when he needs to do that.
So we had a big problem when he was first born. So I'm gonna give you all a little insight of what happened. So at
Okay.
4 days, we took him home from the hospital. Oh, I felt that. That was a toot. At 4 days, we had some issue. Ooh, whoa, buddy.
Herbert Thornton, see you later. Thank you, appreciating for being on the
Yeah,
chat with us here.
yeah. I Herbie. I am Herbie. Good. Glad you were able to join us too. Um, so at 4 days, Katie noticed he wasn't eating. He was sleeping too much. Um, and so we had to take him back to the. We called the nurse on call, figured out that he had something was wrong, and so we had to take him back. So then we had to stay another. We had to go back to the. We had to go to the children's hospital, and we didn't get out for what was it 3 days, 4 days.
What? He was in the hospital?
He was in the
Three
hospital
days.
3 days. So then we finally got him out. So then he got back to his birth weight, and so like it was very taxing. So yeah, the fact that his head is big, the fact that they call him a lazy eater because when
Okay.
he was in the womb, he would just get food delivered like Grubhub, and now he got to work for it a little bit, and so oh, you were just tooting up a little storm, buddy. So like
Leave
now,
that gas.
yep. Hey, there you go. So sometimes he'll sleep through a feeding, and sometimes he'll let you know when he's hungry. It just
Okay.
depends on his mood. But yep,
Look
this
at
is
his
Owen.
little face.
Yep, my little
Oh
beige
my.
rage.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
He is so cute.
And so Evan has gotten used to him being around. So he'll say, his little voice, he'll say, "Hold baby? Okay." And he'll go sit in his chair and he'll want to hold Owen. And he'll say things like, "It's okay, baby," when he's crying. And so yeah, so this is why if I'm late to anything, like on here, Mike will be like, "Hey, we're gonna record at such and such time." I'm usually 5 to 10, anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes late. It's usually because of
Oh.
him. Okay, buddy. Okay, you waking up? So yeah,
He don't want to talk about nerd stuff.
he
He
talks about it
wants
a
to
lot.
eat.
We have ask Michael. We have him on here a lot.
Yeah.
So,
That's
chat,
super.
y'all see that cute little baby? Be sure to like, comment, subscribe to get our numbers up so Leroy can feed that child. So,
Yeah, because
do
formula
everything
is
you need.
expensive.
Formula is expensive. So,
Formula and
like,
Woo! I
comment,
diapers are
need
subscribe on
diapers.
all
expensive.
the channels.
I've been
Yo,
having to sell stuff every month.
I just bought some diapers for a friend for like a birthday, not birthday,
Mhm.
for what is it? Baby
Hey.
shower.
Mhm.
I said, "What? $27
Katie,
for
you can
some
get him now.
diapers?
I got him up for you.
There we go.
Hey,
That's
bud.
too much. Y'all can
And
have
he
it."
tooted. So that's
Yeah,
good. Yep. This is my little, I call them my little light fights. Him and Evan. Oh, there you go. Mommy's coming to get you.
all right,
Here you
y'all. We
go.
wrapping down. We ain't gonna keep y'all here forever.
Yeah.
Let's talk. What got y'all through the week?
Lauren, go ahead.
It didn't get me through. Well, I mean, I had a very short week because I was visiting family for 4th of July and didn't get back to South Carolina till like 6 a.m. on Tuesday. So I was
Wow.
off on Tuesday. So I didn't start work till Wednesday. But when I saw the tweet with somebody tweeted a picture with Jeezy's new baby and what's her name? Jeannie Mae? Mai?
Yeah,
And
the Jeezy's wife.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was a picture of them two, the baby and her, and it said, "First, I'm gonna stack my foe." But if you don't know a Jeezy song, then it's like it went over your head. But anyway, that tweet got me through the week, as well as talking to my mom about an event that she went to today for my family. My grandma was activist and fed everybody in the community where my mom is from, and she's had a community center in her name for years, and it's kind of been dilapidated, but they got a whole bunch of funding to refurbish it and make it back brand new, and so they had like a grand opening today. So that was cool to hear about that.
that's awesome.
Grand, I know.
Very cool.
I thought you, I thought you were about to say my grandmother was an activist and she burned some buildings down. I was like, that's what I thought you was about to
Like
say.
statute limitations passed, just throwing it all out there now.
Yeah, we ain't talking.
I thought Lauren was gonna tell us she knew how to make Molotov cocktails.
No.
Leroy, we got you through the week.
Um, it was a hard week for me. I did not realize how hard it was going to be having another little light fight on top of the 2 year old little light fight, and whoo, this week was tough. So honestly, it was Outriders. It was Outriders and Stranger Things.
Okay.
I like Stranger Things got me through, and then Outriders, I finally finished it. Um, and then so I'm just playing the end game. The end game is kicking my ass. Me and Owen. Matter of fact, I was holding him while I was beating the final person, and I wanted to scream, but he was like right here, so I was holding the controller and I was doing this, and I was like, "We go do this together, bud." And so we finally beat the final person. I was like, "Yeah, good job, son."
Nice. I
So,
finished
Michael,
up
what got you through
Stranger
the week?
Things. Yeah, I finished up Stranger Things. I've seen Thor: Love and Thunder twice now.
I hadn't
Oh,
seen
you
it
went
once yet.
twice?
Yeah, I saw it Friday morning, and I saw it again today in 4DX. That was nice.
I
It
ain't
was
seen
like a
it
nice
once
little
yet.
amusement ride.
You ever seen it
The
twice?
chair moved and things?
Oh yeah,
Did
Oh
they
yeah,
spray
Lauren.
water at you?
they can. They didn't in this movie, but they you can get that in certain movies.
You got to upgrade your life and go to this 4D theater Michael keeps talking about.
I
Where
do
is
enjoy it.
that?
It's in
He's like,
Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
they
it's
got one
off.
in Atlanta. They got one in Atlanta. Because I drove by.
I
It's
forgot you fancy.
they got
Yeah.
one in Atlanta because it's over there by where they moved the Braves to over there in Cobb County.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we went out there to go see me, my wife, and my homegirl. We saw the Meg out there at that movie theater. Yeah, I love the Meg. I
Can't
told
wait for
them
the sequel.
they were like the Meg, and they was like really kind of hating on it. I was like, trust me, you gonna love this. It's not what you think it is. And they were like,
Yeah.
yo, this movie was great.
Child.
They was like, they
Um,
should have ate more people. I said, right?
so, in addition to Thor and Stranger Things, finished up Halo Infinite finally after I guess 7 8 months whenever it came out. Finally got into Horizon Forbidden West. Started that up.
Oh, I need to play that.
Um, so that's cool. Maybe I will play that on stream on Twitch for y'all. And Leroy, eventually, Leroy and I will figure out a time to stream Outriders together on
Yeah,
Twitch.
I gotta get some cameras for my dad. Oh, that's what I did too. We went to so we had 4th of July at my parents' house, and my dad has bought fireworks, had fireworks since last year, 4th of July. No, he's probably had them since Thanksgiving, and he's wanted to blow them up with Evan, but the time it gets dark and Evan's bedtime has not coincided. So on 4th of July, my pops grilled, and then we made Evan take a nap, and then didn't wake him up till like 4 or 5, so he could stay up. And so then when the fireworks started shooting, he fell asleep in Katie's arms, and then sat down, and then he got a second one. So that was good. Like my dad, so like they have the same hat, and my dad is a little light fight too. So you had Evan with his hat on, follow my dad with a flashlight. Then you had the tall light fight and the little light fight. Just follow each other. You see these two little light skinned dudes just follow each other with
Oh my
flashlight
god.
and
Leave them
fireworks.
alone.
I'll tell you right now, my dad is my son's best friend. His granddad, my son loves his granddad. He knows how to turn on cars because of my granddad, or because his granddad. He knows what keys go to which ATV and which truck. He knows so Katie's friend came over one day while I was at work. We had something broken on our car. So dude came over to fix it. It was in the car and he was in his truck and he was like, Katie was like, you want to take the keys out your truck? He was like, no, I'm good. And Katie was like, for real, don't let Evan stay in your truck with the keys in there. So it's like, nah, we good. So Evan politely turned the truck on and was about to take it out of park. If he could have reached, he could have had the dexterity to turn just that key a little bit more. He'd have started the truck. All thanks to my dad.
I'm about to be riding out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we already know Evan's gonna be that kid that gets up on the news at 5 who takes a car for a joyride.
Like, I didn't know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew this could happen in my
Mhm.
neighborhood.
Yep, that's Evan. He could take a car for a joyride before he's 5. Because he
All right,
already knows how to drive.
y'all. We're gonna continue this conversation off stream.
Yeah.
We've been talking enough for y'all.
Yeah,
Y'all ain't signing for this. If y'all want this, that's the extra Patreon content y'all got to pay for.
Oh man.
yeah.
So
If we get enough people, man, we could start. I tell you everything.
there we go. Lauren, you're welcome to join us next week if you want. I don't know what your
Whenever,
schedule
Yeah.
is. I
whenever you
mean,
want,
we
Lauren.
essentially stream probably every Saturday night now, right?
Yeah.
That's what we try to do. So
Okay.
around this time. But we are going to end the stream. What you got? You got anything you want to say?
No.
Okay, Leroy.
Nah, I'm good, man. I'm glad that y'all, got to see y'all again.
Yeah, thanks for having me too. That was fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
you are always welcome. All right, we're going to end this stream. We'll see y'all next week, hopefully.
Hey,
Peace.
tell your friends about us.
Yeah, tell your
We
friends. Let's get that
trying,
money.
y'all.
Tell
We
your
trying.
enemies.
There we go.
Tell your friends. Tell your family.
Yes. Later.
Yeah.
Bye.